Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled between green hills, there lived a strong and faithful bull named Balu. Balu belonged to a farmer named Raghav, a man who had inherited a large piece of land from his father. Raghav was known throughout the village for his selfishness. He cared little for others, always thinking of his own gain, and took advantage of those who worked for him. Balu, on the other hand, was a gentle and hard-working animal. He had served Raghav for many years, pulling plows, hauling heavy loads, and doing the hard work that no one else could manage. Despite Raghav's selfishness, Balu never complained. He faithfully carried out his duties, hoping that his owner would one day see his efforts and reward him with kindness. One summer, a terrible drought struck the village. The fields dried up, and food became scarce. Raghav's crops failed, and he struggled to make ends meet. Yet instead of worrying about the well-being of his animals, he focused only on his own survival. One evening, when the sun was setting, Raghav stood before Balu, who had been working tirelessly all day in the heat. "Balu," Raghav said coldly, "I don't have enough food to feed you. You're just a burden now. I need to sell you." Balu's heart sank. He had always served Raghav with loyalty, but the farmer's words pierced him deeply. Still, he did not protest. The bull knew that, despite his years of service, he was only seen as a tool for Raghav's gain. The next morning, Raghav took Balu to the market to sell him. As they walked, the bull's heavy steps were slow, not out of weakness, but out of deep sadness. At the market, Raghav found a man who offered a good price for Balu, eager to buy him for work in his own fields. Raghav agreed, eager to make money, and handed Balu over to the stranger. As Raghav turned to leave, he glanced back at the faithful bull, but before he could take a step, something unexpected happened. The man who had bought Balu reached out and gently placed his hand on the bull's shoulder. "This bull is not only strong," the man said, "but he has a spirit of loyalty and patience that is rare. I would be honored to have him work for me, but not under these conditions. He needs respect, not exploitation." Moved by Balu's unwavering faithfulness, the man offered Raghav a deal. "I will buy him, but you must return home with the full payment and take this lesson to heart. A good worker deserves kindness, not cruelty." Raghav, too proud and blinded by his selfishness, took the payment and walked away, unwilling to accept the lesson. But Balu, despite the mistreatment, felt a sense of peace knowing that there were still people who valued loyalty and respect. Years passed, and Raghav's greed led to his downfall. His lands were sold, his crops continued to fail, and his reputation as a selfish man spread far and wide. Meanwhile, the faithful bull, now with a new, kind owner, thrived in a pasture filled with green grass and the warmth of compassion. The lesson spread throughout the village that loyalty, kindness, and respect for all living beings were far more valuable than selfish gain. Balu's story became a tale told from generation to generation, reminding everyone that true wealth comes from how we treat others, not from what we take for ourselves.